All right.
Oh yeah, that's where she puts it.
So something that I deal with frequently is imposter syndrome. This morning was having a whole, oh fuck, who do I think I am? What am I doing? Moment while just trying to get dressed. So I want you to know that I relate with that very much. The terms sexy, confident, powerful, do they feel like they belong to you? Do they fit you? Not just on your best day, like we said, we feel good some days, but can you feel like that every day? Do those terms, those words feel like they're out of reach to you? Is it still something you're growing into? Most of us have spent years and decades being told who we should be, how we should present ourselves, what parts of ourselves are acceptable, worthy, desirable. I don't know about you guys, but I have spent just as long trying to fit into a mold someone else created for me. The shrinking, hiding, performing. I've been there. I think we all have been there at some point. I used to take these sexy photos because I had a partner that wanted me to. Asked me to, expected me to. And every single time I took one, I felt like I was performing. I'd take 50, delete 49, and still hate the last one. The reason is I wasn't really in it. Like Heather mentioned, you know, she didn't feel as good as she wanted to in the images, so she didn't take images that she felt looked good. I was trying to force myself into someone else's vision of me. And when you don't see yourself, you don't feel like you in an image. It's hollow, to Heather's point. When that relationship ended, I had something else shift inside of me. I didn't have anyone to take photos for. No one to ask. For the first time, I had to ask myself, what if I take some cute pictures for me? What if I stop trying to be something and start trying to see myself? And so I did. It was uncomfortable. I was so used to trying to make myself look right that I didn't even know what I wanted to look like. Something happened. The more I took, the more I saw something new. Not someone pretending, not someone performing, but someone kind of strong. I became someone who owned herself, someone who had always been there. I just wasn't always looking. That's when I realized that taking sexy photos isn't really about the photos at all. It's about ownership. It's about taking back the power of how you see yourself. I want you to think about how often we've been told what sexy should look like and how often we've been handed a set of rules. Be sexy, but not too sexy. Look desirable, but not too confident. Be youthful, but not immature. Be effortless, but put in the fucking effort. We've been navigating these contradictions since we were old enough to care about our reflections. And for those of us, especially in the 35 and over set, it was forced in our faces. Every time we turned on a TV, every time we stood in line at the grocery store and saw the magazine covers. Along the way, a lot of us started believing that sexy belonged to someone else. That it was something given to us and we were deemed worthy of it. That it wasn't something we could just claim. But what if we did? What if sexy was not about whether someone wants us, but whether or not we see ourselves? Here's the truth. Sexy isn't something that we can create for someone else. We've talked about that in sessions. It's something that we reveal in ourselves. It's not a pose. It's not a size. It's not a perfectly curated and filtered version of you. It is the real thing and the whole thing. The one that exists right now, not 10 pounds from now, not when your skin is better, not when your hair is done, not when you slow down enough in your life to prioritize yourself. It's right now. And when we see ourselves, when we really see ourselves, something in us shifts. Because we stop waiting to become worthy. We stop waiting for permission. because we already are. There's something wild that happens when we take a photo of ourselves and actually recognize the person in it. The human brain processes self-recognition in a way that is different from how we see others. It triggers something much deeper. Something about identity, something about truth, about the versions of ourselves that we believe in. And when we see ourselves as sexy, as confident, as powerful, it is no longer an imposter. It is not about faking until we're making it. It's realizing we are already here. We are, you are, I am. Heather, who is here today recently, told me about something she's been studying about the meaning of I am. I loved this conversation so much, I wrote this in. It's a concept that runs really deep, and through philosophy, through religion, through history. At its most basic level, it is the assertion of existence. I am. It is the undeniable, the unshakable. It is both a statement and a truth. Descartes said, I think, therefore I am, and of course the Bible speaks of I am as the ultimate presence, the very essence of existence. Spiritually, it's been interpreted as an invitation to embrace the unchangeable, undeniable power within us. And I want each of you to carry that with you today. This workshop is more than just something for the girly pops to do on a Saturday afternoon. It is a reclamation, a declaration, a practice of what's stepping into your own power, and not just when you're feeling your best or when the camera is on you, but stepping into yourself, always. I do want to talk about something important, because while these photos are for you, sometimes we want to share them. And when that happens, I urge you to do it on your own terms. I did eventually end up in a long-distance relationship with my now husband, Micah, and sexy photos became a way to connect with him. And he lived 4 hours away, and the last time I was dating, we barely had cell phones that could send photos. I had a flip phone, yeah. I mean, literally, you know what I'm talking about, yeah. But here's the thing: at that point, I wasn't taking photos for validation then. I wasn't taking because Micah asked. I was taking them because I felt good. I wanted to. And that difference is everything. When you share from a place of self-ownership, when you are the one in control, when it's about you first, it's not about performing anymore. It's not about pleasing someone else. It becomes an extension of intimacy, a way to invite someone into your confidence rather than looking for confidence in their response. This is why the practice of taking your own photos matters. And whether you keep them for yourself or choose to share them, this power stays with you. So today, when you see yourselves in these photos you take, I want you to take a breath and let it sink in. Let your brain recognize you as you are, not as someone who is trying to feel sexy, not someone that's trying to feel confident, not someone that's trying to feel strong, but just as someone that already is. You are already her. You don't need permission. You do not need to wait. You are, I am, we are. Let's take some damn good photos and remind ourselves of it, yeah? All right.